says I'm live. Something for the other cord. Get everything plugged in ready. Sorry for the mistiming here. It's just my juice. And we'll get going. It's like get going. I'm working on those blocks. Hi, Randy. I have no little D today. No D. Playing with the new internet. Hi, Mary. Playing with the new internet. Hi, Mary. Got to turn off my chat. There's always these things. Can't put out here until the live actually starts. Hi, Melanie. So Randy's gonna probably go fishing. Oops. Where the heck did that come from? I don't know what I want. There. I had all sorts of little tiny screens. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Carrie. It's like, no, I don't have any excuses. I have been sewing. I have been tearing out stitches, listening while you stain your deck. But I did get them blocks all, I had 3 done, and I did 6 that's up there and 1 that's on the back of the chair underneath where the chat is. So I have been working. I got 4 ready for today, and then this morning means I had no D. I said that come in here and sew for 1 hour and then go tear out stitches for an hour or 2. That's boring. That is definitely boring. Trying to debate. This one here, it's like 1 block is upside down. Yep, they all are. One thing about these blocks, there's one that would be, you could say is upside down. It's that one right there. That's a flying bird. But it was a pattern that we did the block. So right now it's diving up. It might be in the bottom corner diving up towards the middle of it. Yep, that one. Yeah, that's the bird's head clear up there. But all the rest of the blocks, they don't have a right or wrong. And then if I turn them on point, it'd be altogether different. The bird would be running into the side of the wall or floor and ceiling. Hi, Gayla. But the one thing by doing this, I will have another UFO done in just a matter of days. It's like, because there's 10 blocks done because one's sitting on the back of the chair. No, I actually use different colors in this, Randy. It's called a sampler quilt. Was using just what scraps I had. Sometimes there was purple in it, sometimes there wasn't. But my thing was to cut back. Now I'm curious of what the other one looks like that we built the same year. Because we made 2 sampler quilts. I'll have to dig them out. Hi, Kenneth. Kenneth is our quiet one all the time. It's like Kenneth is just a good supporter. Don't know if he quilt or if it's a she using his account, because a lot of people have only one account. My husband would have been under mine because I ain't gonna do this, so he'd watch everything under my name. So I'm drawing the lines on the next block. Yep, over my left shoulder. This is my left, but that's the family. That's my 3 kids, my 6 grandkids, and now working on the great grandkids. Hourglass blocks since 7:30. Well, I didn't know if I had the day off or not for sure. I just had to wait for my alarm to go off because Emily probably didn't know until this morning for sure. So I drew the line across my 12.5-inch block that I put an 1.75-inch border on it because that makes it 1.5 inches, what you see right now. And when I go out 1 inch, it's going to leave that 1/2 inch for the rag part. I call it chenille because that's what it reminded me of. So my next step, when all 25 of these are done, is I have to sew them together or mark them at 14 and then fold down all the sides. I do not leave the batting. I do not. It's like I cut that excess batting off. And and drove the Peterbilt. But since I started doing the rag quilt, because we have decided our computers have ears. I can't believe how many Facebook things I get on people doing these rag quilts. Technically, that's what they are. They're rag quilts. They have a different name for them. But when they put them together, they leave the batting in, and then they just ruffle the thing with their fingers. They don't show it after it's washed. But it's like, show the finished. Don't show the pre-finished. Because it is not going to keep those little 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, whatever you decide to trim these. They're not going to stay that look anymore. And I can't believe what they charge for the patterns. And a done quilt is a good thing. I never checked the mail to see if my witch is supposed to land. She arrived in Spokane last night, but I don't know if she made the truck for delivery today. I didn't go look today. And then the great grandbaby that's coming in March, she went for an ultrasound yesterday, and they was bashful. Cheryl and I was so proud of myself and posted it to a group and showed it off, not knowing I had a oops. I don't look for the oops unless they ask us to look for the hoop. I call them Where's Waldo's. But oopses happen. I've had, when I get all done, I don't like what it looks like and change my mind. Tear it out and put in new. Yeah. It's like, there's several people that post them in different things on Facebook. They go, can you see the mistake? Well, found the one mistake, but I found a second mistake. And next thing you know, everybody's writing on there the second mistake. So don't ever ask. That's what I found. But I can have the whole quilt top done and make a decision of redoing something. That's the worst part. I'm my own worst critic. I am my own worst critic. There was something I was going to mention today, but it's like that went out over my head. Or was something I was going to say. Oh my. Randy. I said that several times. 70 years ago, there was a mistake. But I said the first mistake was 18 months before that, or whatever age my brother is. So on this one, I was trying to decide how I was going to quilt it. And I'm just going to follow these points. It'll be a diagonal. You was the first? Well, I was the second. They should have started. I always told my mom and dad they should have started with the second one first. But they didn't listen to me. And believe me, my kids have said it in several conversations too, growing up. Casey goes, if you would have only had boys, would have been nicer. And then the girls, of course. No, perfect is not in mine. It's like, there was one guy, we was at a livestock auction, and he goes, I have a proposition for you. I said, what? He says, will you trade me that daughter for my son? He says, I only know how to raise girls. And his son's name was Casey also. You should have seen the look on the girl's face. You're trading one of us for a boy? These kids were all up in the, just a level above us. They're all playing with, we always took tractors and toys and stuff with us to occupy the kids while the auction went on. Because livestock auctions are really boring for little kids. They like bidding on things. That's why they all sat in one group, so they didn't have to worry about whose hand was raising. Yeah, I started with the plaid, with the purple, the green, and the yellow, and then matched the colors from there, and then went out from there. That's how I come up with that color theme. And that's how a lot of quilts are designed. You find one color that you like, one fabric, and go with it. I could have told you what color, what the block was, but it's being sewed in it. I will look them all up and make a piece of paper to go with it. I might make a small block or label for the back. Oh, Austin's here to get his lunch. I made enchilada casserole yesterday, and we had rice and salad. And I got mild everything, and it's too spicy for me. There's no spice in this girl. It's the rice is in the Cool Whip container, and the other's right under it, Austin. And your pans and the pillowcases are on the counter.
Perfect.
Okay. So you got lunch for today and tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. A couple days.
Okay. They put them in taco shells and they loved it, putting it in a taco shell. So there's an idea too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Oh, the plumber's coming today instead of tomorrow. Plumber's coming today, not tomorrow.
Today?
Yeah, at 2. Between 2 and 4. They called this morning. Hi, Lori Clark.
Thanks. Let me know how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, as I put it, spending my kids' inheritance later.
Thank God they changed it up.
Oh, your care box?
Yeah, they sent out an email. So now I don't get all the extra BS.
Oh. Okay.
You want safety goggles?
Delaney will probably like them.
Okay. And I have masks and not a million packages of these, but
Yeah, well, they were sending out, didn't need
and
thermometers
now
every time.
Now I'm getting 2 gloves, not just 1.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because he's a caregiver. They send out mass sanitizing wipes, germicidal, whatever, gloves. But they sent every single month another thermometer that you hold to your forehead, and in seconds it tells you what your temp is. It's really cool. Delaney likes it. It goes beep. But Delaney, when we first started with that thermometer thing, she'd always, I don't know where she seen that she had to open her mouth. 1, 2, 3. One more sew on this one. So having no sewer for a day, plus it's challenging in life. I I just have to pretend I'm camping. Oh, thanks, Lori. It's from the samplers when over on Kathy's, when we used to teach the block every week. It's back from the old days, as we could call it. Because this was 2022. A couple years back is a couple years back. Probably 3 of them. Don't remember when the last one was made. And I don't have to worry about rushing to put the pins up overhead. But it used to be I made 2 blocks for everyone. Yes, we did. We still have good laughs. But it's like each person, it was always left, left, left. No, the other left, Kathy. Remember that? Was always the other left. Because when you're trying to explain to somebody that we only see, and by the time we type it, it's 2 minutes that went by. You could have it sewed together altogether wrong. It was quite the challenge. This is the next one. And I'm going to do the sews, the diagonal again. I was trying to do half diagonal and half as a plus sign. It's not working. I think I have 2 done in squares, the cross, plus sign, whatever we want to call it. 3 out of 10. And then, but it's like every time we would, turn the block, turn. It was a challenge, but we made it through it. And then we had the big giveaway, the 12 hour that went 14 hours, and they cut us off at 11 hours and 57 minutes because that's YouTube's thing. You can only do 12. And yes, we can talk for 14 hours. And we did all that for what, 300 subscribers? Lori sent down some of the prizes. We had fun. It's like, do it again. I'm going to have a gift. It is? Okay. Yeah. She needed some red fabric. I sent her up some red fabric, a block, and a piece of purple poo. I call it a mouse. I call it a mouse. Her poo's up on the shelf too. She's afraid her pup will get it and eat it. But it has no smell. She tried telling me that I couldn't send poo through the U.S. mail to Canadian mail, so I checked before I sent it. I just called it a keychain. I didn't know what else to label it. Guess I could have put poo. Did you have a meetup with Laura Lynn? Is that over with, or is it still coming up? Lori's did a couple meetups with Laura Lynn, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Okay, at the 25th. I couldn't remember the numbers. I have so many numbers in my head. because I have, well, it was supposed to be plumber tomorrow morning. Now it's plumber today, which is good because then I don't have to fight with Delaney and the plumber. Internet was supposed to be Monday and it came yesterday. And boy, the speed of the internet. Okay, but I'm not happy with when I called CenturyLink to disconnect. I'm using my scraps from my stash plus muslin. Don't know yet about stashing, but we'll do something. Okay. Well, stashing sometimes breaks up the stuff. Hi, June. You found us today. But CenturyLink, when I went to disconnect, I have to stay connected until November 5th. That way they don't have to prorate my bill. That's a bunch of... Hi, Denise. But the sashing helps separate if they're a scrappy block that needs separated, where the arrowhead block didn't need separated. Let me see. Not seeing her cram any package in, so evidently I didn't get, the witch didn't land today, I guess. It's like, that's the way it goes. Things don't always, whoops, where'd it go? Yeah, all of a sudden, my laptop took everything off the screen. Now I have all different shapes and sizes here again. So I have to open it and then drag it. It's like, come on, drag it right there. June saying all of her hellos. The two internets are fighting over who's in charge right now. Looking to see. See, it's still not saying anything about that package. Go down here to one that might have it on it. Oh. I can't believe that my package is just taking forever to get here. Okay, I'll do that. It's like, I was trying not to argue with them because I had a sleeping baby yesterday. And I wrote, and I actually said that, why do I have to pay for another month? And she mumbled something. I wanted to ask her if she works from home. it says arrived in Spokane, and it doesn't have it's out for delivery. It's got an invalid date for expected delivery date. What the heck? Ah, come on, people. Guess now it's going to sit in Spokane for a day or two. She's got quite the passport. I'm on rotating strikes, yeah. Ours might as well. We paid extra to get this package because of all this work that they're doing. And then for it to not even leave, it arrived in Spokane yesterday at 4:28 p.m. Night shift couldn't sort through the packages. I'm guessing they're so overworked. I thought you work as much as you can in your 8 hours, or 10 hours, or 12 hours, whatever shift you work. And they can tell me, go spend a day in my shoes. And I said, fine, I will. And I would figure out what their problem is. Yeah, you couldn't get it in there, could you? I didn't have a contract. It was a month to month. That's all I know. CenturyLink is, I don't know. It's never been. It's like they went too big too fast to this and that. That's just like these internets. Yeah, there's no excuse for the mail being late or this charging me for, 15, that's 20 days. That's 20 days I have internet beyond disconnection yesterday. And it will be left connected until November 5th. I got an email telling me that. But this witch thing, it's just making me mad. It's making me mad. If I was to type a response out, the response would be a bunch of all sorts of symbols. Yeah, it says, your final bill will include eligible prorated credits to your service, taxes, and applicable to your billing. For payment of your final bill, if you have automatic payment set up for account, any final charges will automatically be drafted on your normal monthly payment date, which my payment date is tomorrow. If you cancel any service with a term committed, I bought my router. You could have up to $200, which can be prorated for the remaining months of service. I did not have a contract. And then no return fees up to $200 per piece of leased equipment. I don't have a leased. I bought it outright. Because last time I did a lease type thing, I leased an $89 router for $7 a month for 5 years. Tell me who got taken on that one. Not them. They made money. And then when that router quit, they was going to do the same thing again. And I said, no, can I go buy my own router? And they said, yes, you can. So I did. Had to wet the whistle. Now this block, it will be the plus sign, as I call it, quilting. I can feel the tension building on this CenturyLink thing. And I set up last night to my new internet because the speed, hi Lisa, the speed check on CenturyLink was 39 download and 7 max. 7 was the maximum I had on upload. Now I'm getting 180. And it's a difference. And then the one company that was trying to come in town, it's already here under Localtel. And then it's coming in as Ziply. And then Ziply just sold to Bell Canada, I think it was. It's like, I can't remember. And they was supposed to be here Monday, and they wasn't. And then I sent them a message saying Monday is come and gone. And I could have told them that here's strike 1. Strike 3, you're definitely out. But right now I can't tell the post office they're out. I want the witch first. I just like to see her again. I didn't check to see if there was any messages from Lynn. Lynn's been tracking her with me now that I says you won't, when I wrote, believe me, and I sent her a picture of the tracking where she went from Salem, Oregon to Detroit, Michigan. And she had to look it up herself. He's like, really? So she's been following the witch. So she's made quite the travels. But her label, I'm thinking about making like a passport with the postmarks. Put the circle and the date and the name of the city. Just to have fun with the whole thing. Because like she's had breakfast at Detroit, lunch in Colorado, dinner at Arizona. She spent the whole weekend in Detroit. Okay. There was no picture on there when I opened it the last time, Cheryl. Oh, there they are. Yeah, you might need some sashing. But hey, it looks like a familiar block. There's Cheryl's blocks. Looks like a familiar block, doesn't it? Right here, right now. Where I used a color and she used white. Very pretty, Cheryl. We have great taste. Do you know that? Aunt Eliza's star? I don't think it's that one in ours. But I'd have to look. Yes, that witch, June. She's busy. Cheryl, I just wish I could do as many quilts as you have. I would be done. I have space on the shelf behind that you guys can't see. I have space back here behind. It's like I am getting space. I am using up my fabrics. It it's got so bad that I'm standing books up in my shelf now.
You have to hold it and to cancel.
Just a minute. Make it fast. Okay, I'll put it in the fridge. Okay. Okay. I'll go put it in the fridge. He forgot the food on the counter. So I gotta go put it in the refrigerator. We don't want food poisoning. Well, there went his lunch. But he says it'll be his dinner now. Yeah, I don't do that many. It's like I'm working on getting UFOs done. That's my big thing. 1, 2. So I got here and here to go. Oh, the other alarm will go off. The Delaney dance mode. That's what we call my alarm anymore. Final bill. After you cancel your CenturyLink service, you should be sent an initial final bill on your next normal billing date. This bill captures everything we know you. Okay. But yeah, when I was disconnecting from her, she says, you'll be connected until the end of your normal billing date. And I says, heck, I don't even know what my billing date is. They just send me they used to just send these notices saying you owed this much money. That's all they send. And when I try to get into the final bill, it's like, it never takes my password. But when I go on and they help me, it does the same thing. And so they read to me what it says. I've never liked their service. That's what I thought, that it was like it should have been everything. I should be paying for what I pay tomorrow is covering until November 5th. But I can't get in to find that. I'm still looking. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. It's just so many things hit yesterday with we thought we had it all figured out. We could run a snake down our sewer and end my problem. Yeah. Billing cycle, which I can't see. It just says October 17th. I have to pay it. But it's like, which is more important right now is the sewer. And if I have to pay till November 5th, because that's what the automatic payment, I can understand they can't stop the computer fast enough. No, it's like, and then these people all working from their homes. And she always says, I'll be back in a second. And then she'll come back and say, it'll be 2 more minutes. And then she comes back and it's 2 more minutes. Ma'am, are you still here? It'll be another 2 more minutes. And I think they all have the same name. So there's that one, quilted. Just enough quilting that it's quilted. That I use the batting that's up to 10 inches. I won't use anything under the 4.5 per space. I do not like buying that 2.5-inch quilting space. That's, I want to be able to do what I want, not what they want. Oh, I threw that one up here to press off the marks. Oh, it's like open, open, open. And she made a purple one thinking of me. That would make a beautiful quilt. Yeah, CenturyLink, because they lost my email address or disconnected it from the internet. They said that I went in and took my email address off. Well, they didn't send me a bill from April to September. I had the money. Every month I put up the money for CenturyLink. And I just never called them. I figure it's not me to put down. They'll figure it out and send me a bill. I thought maybe they had computer glitch, something. Then I get a bill for $400 and some. And there was a rate increase in there also. So they was disconnecting me, and I had to have the bill. They sent me, by the time it got to me, I had 1 day to get the bill, check written out to them, mailed back to them. And it's going to take 7 days to get it in the mail to them. Because it always does. Because it's, once it gets to the mail room doesn't mean that they're recording it. And it's been just a pain in the... So I want to go back on and make sure after the 17th, when I get that notice that auto pay has been paid, I'm going to go in and take off the auto pay. So now on all these blocks, I leave the strings long, the threads, and I go back in and I pull them out, knot them, and hide them back in. I want to make sure that nothing's coming apart. Is it just me? I don't want my quilt to come apart. Well, that took no time at all today. And I did one extra one, but I didn't have little one for 10 minutes before. And I didn't have her for the intermission in between. Yeah, I like this one because of the points of the stars can be different. Because it's like the points of the stars. But we know what Cheryl's working on. And what quilt did you get done, Lori? How's that one with the winter in the title going? Lori had one quilt that she was fighting all the time. But on our block swaps, we used to include Canada in the block swaps. And we could put them in an envelope, the size of a greeting card, and mail them up. And we didn't have to go through all the hassle that we do for everything else. Hi, Janice. But I was trying to remember the name of that one gal. I'm sure I have her address somewhere. Because, it was a shame that they couldn't, we couldn't afford to go back and forth. But we're down here, we have to pay just about the same as we was paying to send to Canada. But filling out the paperwork is the most fun on the Canadian thing. It's like, do we want to fill it out like we feel like we want to fill it out? And then when they wanted to know how many pieces was in the box, it's like, I sent Carrie an 11-pound box of lots of materials. And they want to know how many pieces was in there. I says, do I really have to give an exact? She says, well, how many do you think is in there? I said, 1,000 plus. She says, well, put 1,000 plus. Because I put material in the label as the description. I'm glad I didn't have to do that for the stuff I mailed to Jennifer. Because it would be back in the, you have to count them all? No. My description I wanted to put, I'm sending a scrappy quilt up. That's what I wanted to put on the description. And then you send it also saying it's a gift to Canada. That way they don't have to pay custom duty on it. It's duties. I think it's duty. Business owners in Canada now have a list where the material was made and what it's made from. Oh no. Wasn't a lot of our fabrics are made in foreign countries. Do we have many? There's some that are still milled in the USA. Is there a fabric mill in Canada? I know Laura Lynn quilted your Hunter Star one. But I'm trying to remember that winter something, that one that you was having the worst time with. Some quilt patterns get people and they get it. Oh no, no way. That's ridiculous. So the new thing for filling out for us to go up there would probably be the same thing. Because they wanted to know everything that I put in those boxes. Okay, you're still oh, you want to do that giant hunter star. You haven't figured out one yet? You was wanting to do a giant hunter star on the back. I found that baby quilt with a giant hunter star that you could put in the middle and then border it. But the worst part about putting things in the back is sometimes you're still thinking of that. No, I have not, Janice. Heard from Courtney. You're job hunting, Lori? We almost, being the one quilter, Laura Lynn, the one that did the witch, Lynn Lockhart, being the one that did the witch, she's so booked, she's booked through January. So I have quilts and backing sitting on my bed waiting to go out in the spare bed. I'm getting her February. I'm going to start writing what I want. But being I don't get to send out any long arm quilting right now, because Courtney's machine's tension was acting up, and she was struggling with back and leg pain. I'm hoping she's better. I gotta write her today. It's like everything takes time and money. Like I said, today I'm spending part of my kids' inheritance. I didn't realize when I was mad stashing money that it was going for plumbing. And I still need more plumbing done because I need to have a whole new sewer line put in, is what they're suggesting. The sewer line is a year younger than I am, but, or I don't know, the house is a year younger than I am. So my house is that lovely year. But I don't want, I've sold quilts to buy backing and to pay for long arming. Because I've sold 3 quilts in the last year. I've sold 3 quilts. I might only make 150 bucks for making them, but it pays for the long arming of another one. I just want to get my fabrics all used up and then actually make a quilt from picking the fabric and up again when I get them all done. One quilt at a time. And I don't want to surplus some material because you get scraps every time you make something. Unless you make a, what is that, turn in 20? Turn in 20 takes the fat quarters and tells you what you trim and how this, and this, and then you just stack them back and forth and mix them. You have no scraps from that except for that one strip. And I used that one strip as the binding. Trying to get this, there it is. But we all have our struggles in life. We have our friends here. We can all come and visit, enjoy, sew together. Was thinking about in January starting a grandson bus studio. Okay. Thanks for coming by, Cheryl. We'll talk later. We always do. I chat with several of the others in here. That's what having the internet, we have it. We might as well use it. You have several kitted and ready to start. Winter project. First comes Delaney, baby D. And like I said, I'm going to start. Yep. We'll see you later, Cheryl. Because I know there's going to be some follow-up dentist appointments because that's how it always is. And Alicia was only going to watch baby D on Thursdays, so I was going to end up having to move my lives around. But she was talking to Emily. She says, I need to ask Grandma if we can switch to Wednesdays. And Emily said, well, Grandma would probably go for that. That way she could set up her dentist appointments on where she doesn't have to miss her live date. But she hasn't asked me anything. I guess she's afraid I'm going to bite. I don't have a needle in here, so I can only tie these in knots right now. my eye of the needles have been breaking, so I guess 20-year-old needles need to be replaced every now and then. I lost it for a while, and then when I found it, yeah, all that paperwork for selling your brother's house. Is that what it is? You're fine, Kathy. I'll just take tomorrow off. It's Friday. Oh, I don't have to go to Kathy's live. Angela Walter, my first quilts, live chat with Angela. I try to follow her. Yes, that's it. I was going to ask you this morning if you and Dave found a place. I think I'd be buying. All these different things chime here. I don't know which is chiming. But I'm glad Austin called to tell me about his food he forgot. Food poisoning is not a good thing. He's given it to himself. I keep telling him, when you go to an hour away is where we go to go shopping quite often. And when you stop and get food or you have leftovers from going out to eat, you need to take an ice chest or something to put them in. And he didn't do it once, and he was gone for like 7 hours, but he still ate it when he got home. And he was sick. No, Kathy isn't moving. Her brother's house sold. Her brother passed away June. And they're selling the house. Dave wants to buy a house, but he wants to move to Oregon, last I heard. And I don't blame him there. I don't blame him at all. But I think in all sorts of security, I enjoy a house over an apartment. I prefer a house anytime over an apartment. Bye, Lori. Life's calling. I hear noises, but I never see anybody. And Lori they don't have a date yet, but one of her sons is engaged. I love the beautiful guitars the one son makes. I watched another different, like on the Storage Wars, when they go in and get things appraised and they show these different guitars, and they can tell by the work, the wood and this, who made it, how long ago it was possibly made. It's fascinating to watch professionals go through those things. Today's the last day for the exercise pro. Then what are you going to do, June? You're going to get to stay home? But it's nice that you can help your sister. The worst part is who's going to be there for you. That's always the thing. Stay home, you hope. Yeah. Get some quilting done. Maybe we can get back to where we're sewing through Messenger again. Yeah. Because, I mean, the idea is nice. We have our friends, like June and all of us, when we do get together, it's like, we don't have anybody. And it's like, so, like, Laura has my whole family's number. Yeah, because it'd be nice to get back sewing with June. We just chat, sew, whatever, stop, eat. And we do it all through Messenger. We was doing, just about every other night we had these calls. And we didn't have to sew. But if I'm sitting near my sewing machine, I have to be sewing. That's why I'm glad these knots are here that I can pull up and tie off. And then I'm going to go sit and do some hide the strings. And then come back up and probably move my family portrait off the wall. The Halloween quilt. It's amazing how you can sew through the thread. Because we did the jelly roll thing last year, not this year. No jelly roll was killed in this year. I had other things I could sew together, so I did. And June's got hers finished. I have mine finished from last year. And it's nice to, when you look back at that quilt, the memories you get from sewing with friends. My kids just say, "What did you make now?" Hi, Terry. Did you get everything done on your car and little one? Little one's health is okay for a 16-year-old? The princess. She is the princess for sure. This little princess is walking more and more and more, but she thinks she can run. And she's starting to make sounds more like Gigi. It sounds like Cece, but it's getting closer. She's hunting for me yesterday after Mama got here. She seen me take off. Car and Pooch all checked out. New brakes. Ouch. Yeah, that is an ouch. Fantastic for her age. Did blood work, so we'll see. Okay. Double ouch. But you have to have them. I know they say I have to have front end alignment and then tire rotation. And then next year, they're thinking new tires. I go, what? For the 4 times I drive in the winter? I need new tires? She gained a pound? Ooh. Yeah, she was a little skinny. But I don't know how, because when you don't get to actually have her in the hand, you're going by a picture. She looked like she was little skinny. But that pound is giving her that burst of energy she needs and that little peppy in her. You can't heal starving. Even though I could give her a few pounds. Yeah, but she's still not much. What does she weigh? 5, 6 pounds? She doesn't look like she weighs very much. I had the 20-pounders. 10 too? Wow. Now. So she's a little bit taller than I think she is. She's not the toy breed, okay. She has longer legs than my friends had. She's built more like my Oreo's sister, Cubby, is built more like a papillon. She should be 11 to 12 pounds. Okay. My friends had the little short legs and round body. And I think she weighed 14. But boy, she didn't like anybody except for her owner. We couldn't walk her. She'd run away from you. Well, she was always ahead of you because she's trying to run away from us. And when he was in the hospital and had to have someone take care of her, he had a friend that had 2 more Shih Tzus. I called them She-Shits too. And she took his in, and then when he passed, she kept her because she knew none of us could do anything with her because she'd bite us or run away. She'd even run away from him. He adopted her from another person. So what really happened? So the recap of today is this one quilted in the angle. This one's quilted in the angle, diagonal. This one's quilted in the plus sign. And this one is quilted in the diagonal. So that'll go up with the other 11 blocks. So that's 14 out of 25. Not doing bad. I got to cut some more backing. And this backing is the backing I'm talking about. Beautiful purples and blues and whites and little splash of yellows in there and some green. It's hard to find a fabric that goes with every color you got. And it's going to be a rag quilt. But I'm just showing that we can do it. We can get a quilt done by going rag. With the big blocks, I'm just trying to show different options. No book tells you that you can do this. And Kathy, you can do this. Talked you through the whole porch or half your porch? Half your porch. I just have to figure out, is he going to be here at the 2 o'clock or the 4 o'clock? Have you worked on any more projects at night, Jennifer? She's got ideas in her head. And I have those stars and some other fabric waiting. No, Dee's not here today. Terry, are you sad now? Randy went fishing, I'm sure, or chores. She had that enchilada casserole last night. You're working on. It's like I hope those projects I sent you help you too. Yeah, I was gonna try and get her doing her dance. Yeah, I have D tomorrow, and we could come on tomorrow at noon. It's like I have nothing else to do. I have nothing else to do, so I could come on at noon tomorrow and have D in there because I cut up 7 the 11 blocks. I cut up the backing and batting for. Got to go get some more batting. I have enough to do 3 more blocks. Oh, and then the one on the back up there. But the main thing is I'm getting a UFO done. It's been around for 3 years. It needs to have something done. I could go back and look on Kathy's if it would let me. I don't know why we can't find more versions than we do. It's like I was trying to find one of my long arm quilting Okay, you put out the new video on the food pantry? Okay. That was just nice of you, Jennifer, to have the food box. It's a food box, like the books. Today on the news I heard they're going to start charging for library cards. So a lot of people are going to be hunting for those little book nook library things. Trade a book. The libraries aren't making the funding that they need, so they're going to start charging for library cards. So there's a thing to look at in your area coming soon. It's going to be being charged for everything. I know they've talked about in the post office here putting one drop box for so many places, but all the people that have the property that would be around where they want to drop, you can't put that in front of my house. It's not, that street's not yours. That street is not yours. Trying to see. Yeah, you can't see all of my shirt. The bottom of my shirt peeled off. So it's like I just picked off all the black stuff, made it, redecorated it. But yeah, that went to several good causes. We got quilts made and donated. We raised money for the food pantry. We built a VA quilt, went out, and all Randy's little experience with his process of quilting. I was glad to see. Tried sending whatever we could to help. But we have fun when we can. But after the first of the year, I'm thinking about going back 1 block a week again. I don't want to do like the block of the month because I lose interest because I get the block done in the first week, and then what do you do for 3 weeks? Wait and wait and wait, and then you forget that week's here. So grab up some fabrics and we'll sew some blocks. Mine will be probably scrappy again. I don't know what all I have. But I'm going to try to work with what I got. I have a lot of cream colors. But I have another group for a 3-yard quilt times 2. Well, it's 3 yards, so it'd be a king size when it was done. I have a couple more UFOs to get together, but I don't know if this one fabric will work because I'm seeing more turquoise than blue. So I got to find the perfect for the sashing, for not the sashing, the border of it. It was a very bright quilt. And then I might have to go off of the blues altogether and pick another color out of the fabric. But I was trying to go with blues because it's something different than purple. And there's not enough purple in there to say purple. So I will let you guys go. And I will go get some other stuff done. Yep, by June. We're leaving. I just got to remember there's no mouse. It's all up there. And today I'm going to press this to see if it works or not. But see you guys on Tuesday. And then Tuesday I'll tell you what's happening to remind you I won't be here next Thursday. So see you guys all later. Bye. Nope, it doesn't work. Finger up. Bye all.